In this video, I'm going to go over exactly how to build a Shopify store from A to Z, whether that's shipping settings, design, banners, sections, extra code. I'm going to go over everything that you could possibly need in the next 45, 50 minutes to create your Shopify store. Now, if you don't already know who I am or who Start My Store is, we're a web design company. Been doing this for a while. I used to freelance at this, and now we built a business out of it. So I'm giving away this course for free to help out anybody that's really just trying to start out into the e-commerce game. Want to build their website, but they kind of have tried to do it on Shopify. They can't figure it quite out. This is exactly for you. It's also going to go through extra apps and things that you could need. So if you are a little bit more advanced, this still might help you on the app side. If by the end of this video, you're like, hey, there's no chance I'm building my store by myself. I want to just pass it off to someone else. I want to leave the stress to someone else. That's no worries. I linked our website inside the description to view our pricing list and to book a call with our team, and we'll get it handled for you. That being said, I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get right into the video. Hey guys, welcome to the bulk of how to build your store. This is going to be the actual designing part of your store. There'll be a link in the description or underneath this video. You can get the first 3 months of Shopify for just $1. And once you do that, you're going to land on a page that looks like this. You're going to go down to online store. Sometimes it won't pop up right here and you'll have to search online store, but it's right here. So you'll automatically get the Dawn theme installed. Please don't use this theme. Just please don't use it. Every other store has it. When you, it's just nothing special, to be honest with you. Just don't use it. There's plenty of other free themes from Shopify that you can use. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's say you want to look at the other free themes. Hit the add theme, visit the theme store, and just hit all themes. There's 12 free ones that you can choose from. If you want to pay for one, there's 135 paid ones on here. There's a ton of people who make Shopify themes that you can get them from as well. If you see a theme in here that you want, go ahead and use it. It makes life a little bit easier for designing, but you don't have to. But for this example, because what most of you will do is probably use one of the free themes, we're going to use the refresh theme, I think. Yeah, we'll just use the refresh theme for this example. Just let that download, and I'll be back when it's downloaded. Okay, now that we've got the theme downloaded, we can just hit customize right here. So it'll look something like this, very basic, nothing really going on. The first thing I like to do is go to theme settings, and keep in mind, depending on the store you have, depending on how it was coded, the settings will look different, and you'll have different section options, but I'll go over that as we go. So we're going to go to colors, and also the colors will be different. So on themes made by Shopify, the newer ones, they'll have color schemes that you can use. There's 5, you can do a ton of them. And some of them will just have a list. It'll say like text, buttons, whatever, and you can change the colors there. But for this, we're going to just edit the schemes. So we're going to make a mock store for Nike for this example. So I'm going to make everything white and black and then use their color code, their orange that they use as like the accent color. So make everything black and white. I'll be back when that's done. All right, so once you've kind of changed all your colors around, keep in mind you can change these whenever you want. I'm also going to change scheme 2, and I'm going to do the reverse. So everything that was white, I'm going to make black. Everything that was black, I'm going to make white. So I'm going to go ahead and do that quickly. Solid button, we're going to make that orange. Everything else is white, and then black. So very simple, just changing the colors. So now we're going to start with the header, because this is kind of what kind of builds your store. First thing people are going to see. So on the header, we're going to scroll down, and we're going to change this to scheme 2, because I think it'll look better having this black and everything else white. So once we've kind of changed the header color, we're going to go ahead and get this logo to be changed. So we're going to go to settings on the left side, and then drop down the logo section, and we're going to pull the logo in. So now that we got the logo, now it changes the look of the store instantly, in my opinion. So It just helps when you design your store. Like when the little things are done, it helps you figure that you're closer to the store being built. So we're gonna go back to the header, and I don't like how the logo is above the text, the buttons. So depending on your store, usually it'll be somewhere in here. It'll be saying like the logo position. So I like middle left. I think it looks pretty clean. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. The next thing I like to do is edit the announcement bar. So we're gonna change this to scheme 1, the white version. And we're also gonna change the text because don't leave welcome to my store. It makes you look unprofessional and nobody likes it. Some of the best things to do is either write, maybe you just dropped a new collection. So say like new collection now live. Maybe that works. And then you can just link that to the collection. But for now, we're just going to link it to all products. So now if they click this button, it'll take them to the new collection. And maybe you don't want to do new collection, so you could do free shipping over 25. You could think of something for up here. The next thing we're going to do is I don't like using a slideshow necessarily at the top. So when we see template down here, it's going to look different depending on your theme, but if you're using a Shopify one, it should look relatively the same. I'm going to delete this slideshow and delete this featured collection. If I can find the delete button, that'd be great. We're just not going to show it. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and change the footer as well. So if you're gonna do your header black, I would do your footer black as well. So now we've got the base of your store down. Now I have to decide, what do we want in between your header and your footer? So what I like to do is I like to do an image banner. So all you do is hit add section and image banner. Sometimes it'll be called something different. It depends on your store. And then I don't like any of these buttons or anything, so I'm just going to delete those. So for this example, I'm just going to pull one of the banners Nike has made in the past. But you can go on Canva and you can make a banner. You can go on, there's an app called Bazart on your phone. It's like $12 a month, $10 a month or something. You can make a banner. I would just go and look at stores that you like, whether that's World of Vision, whether that's Nike, whether that's Adidas, whether it's Lost Hearts, whoever the brand that you like, look at what banners they're doing and mimic those to get ideas. But I'm just going to go ahead and upload a banner from Nike's website. So once that's uploaded, just hit done. And you might see how a lot of the banners cut off. We don't like that. So we're going to change the banner height to adapt to the image. So now it'll be full screen on desktop and mobile. That's what you're looking for. So now you're adding a little bit of color and things to your website. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add sections, more sections. So the first section that I like to add is products. So we're going to add a featured collection, which is going to be right here. And I don't like the text ever saying featured collection. I always just leave it blank. Just makes it look a little bit cleaner. If you want to have text over there, that's completely fine. And also, I'm not liking how this header logo's on the left, so we're going to change it to put it in the middle. So now it's starting to build your store together. The next thing that you should add to your store is if you have a brand message, which I suggest for every single brand to have, I would add it under here. So let's just say just do it is what kind of your main text is. And then maybe you want to say something about your message. So say like maybe when you started or what your values are. So maybe we could just say like for athletes or whatever you want to say. So you could just put whatever you'd like there. So once you've added what you want to put in there, I would put like part of your brand message in here. And then you can go ahead and link your button to, we're going to make a new page. I will show you, yeah, we'll go through that right now. So to add a new page, first make sure you saved your store, and then you're going to leave. And now anytime that you ever want to edit the code on your store, which is what we have to do to create this page, make sure to make a duplicate of your store just in case you mess it up. but well, I'm not going to do that right now. So we're going to go and edit code. Now this is where it gets slightly complicated, so just bear with me. So in the template section, you're just going to add a new template, and you're going to find the page template. Now, depending on your store on the left side, see these are all .json. Sometimes they're .liquids. So depending on your store, you need to make a .json or a .liquid. Most of the Shopify ones are .json, so you're fine. And then we're going to call it about, because we're trying to make your about page. Then we're just going to hit done. Now you don't have to do anything else. It's simple. Now let's go back to your themes. I'm going to publish this theme. Whatever theme is published is the one that your navigation is going to be connected to. So on the left side, online store, you're going to go to navigation, you're going to go to pages first. Go to pages, and you're going to add a page. And we're going to call it about. And then on the bottom right, you see theme template. We're going to find the one we just built, which is called about, and we're going to save it. Now we're going to go to navigation, main menu, and we're going to add a new menu item and call it about. And then we're going to link it to the page. So scroll down, hit pages, and about. So we can go ahead and add that page. While we're in here, I'm going to go ahead and change these. I like when they're all caps. I think it looks a little bit better. Also, change it from catalog to shop or something else while you're in here. And then you can change the contact as well. So then you're going to save your menu. Then you're going to go back to your online store, hit customize, and now you have your about section. We just built that. So we can go back to where we were, the rich text, and we're going to link this button, which if you see on the left side, you see buttons on the rich text section. Click on it, and we're going to say like learn more or our mission, whatever you like it to say. And then we're going to link it to pages, so you find pages and then about. And then you can go ahead and save that. So now if someone clicks on learn more and then your about page, here's your about page. Now we're going to go ahead and build your about page out. I like to not have this header. I don't like how it's on the left side. I don't think it looks good. So we're just going to turn it off. You see this little eyeball, we're going to turn it off. We're going to add a section. We're going to go with, actually, we're going to go with an image banner again, and we're going to block all of this off. And what I would do is I would add a picture of you. If you're really selling yourself, add like a picture of you, or maybe a picture of you at a pop-up shop with customers, things like that. I would add something of a little bit of value to this section. And then after that, you're going to add rich text again. Maybe you want to call it like our mission. And then on the left side again, we're going to remove the button by hitting the eyeball. And then you're just going to put your whole mission in there. So it's simple. And then you're good to go for that part. So then we're going to go back to our home page. So now we got our mission. Now we should add something where they're going to buy again. So for this example, we're going to add our different collections. Now again, I don't like having the header, so we're going to leave that and we're going to save this. So now I'm going to show you guys how to actually make the collections. We're going to make sure we save it, and then we're going to go to exit. Then on the left side, we're going to hit products. And then we're going to do collections, and then create collection. Now, you need to make a collection called all, no matter what. No matter how you build your store out, make one called all, and all you do is change the title, change this to manual for the all one, and then save it. Now we're going to create another collection. So for this example, we're going to do t-shirts. And a key that you can do to make your life easier is keep this on automated. And then if you see on the bottom it says product tag, change it to product title. And then if you change it to t-shirt, now anything that says t-shirt when you create a product will automatically get added to this collection. So we'll do t-shirts for a collection. We're going to create another collection called shorts. Same thing. Let's make the product title shorts so that it will automatically pull that. Save that. Let's create a third one called accessories. And this one's going to be manual because automated won't work as well for this. So once you've created your different collections, we're going to go back to the online store and customize it. And then we're going to make these collections. So we just made 4. So on the left side, it's automatically going to create 3 collections. But you want to make a 4th, or maybe you only want to have 2. But then you can add as many as you want. I think it caps out at maybe 6 or 8. So then collection list, we're going to click on that. Sorry, not collection list. We're going to click on the collection, and then we're going to select our collection. So we have all here. Then we're going to do a collection called t-shirts and a collection called shorts and a collection called, accessories. So once we have those collections down, we're going to go and click on collections list, and it looks kind of ugly because it's 3 and then 1. So number of columns on desktop, we're going to go ahead and change that to 4 and save that. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to add a featured product. So we're going to add another section on the left side and do a featured product. So we're going to save that. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and add products to the store to start making it come to life so you can see how it's going to look. So we're going to go hit exit, go to products, and then we're going to add our first product. So I'm going to go through this quickly because in a later section I'll go through in depth how to add products, but we're just going to call this one Nike t-shirt. And then we're going to upload, we're going to upload a photo that we've downloaded. So let's say we want to use this t-shirt right here. Go ahead, add our product, and I would say this would be $25. And we have sizes, small, medium, large, and XL. Perfect. And we're not going to track the inventory on this just for this example, but always track your inventory. So let's go ahead and save that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add like 5 or 6 more products to the store, and then I'll be right back. All right, so once you've added a few products, you can go back to your online store, customize it. Keep in mind, you don't have to add your products now if you don't want to. I'm just doing it to show you guys what it looks like. Oh, one more thing, actually, when you are making your products, make sure you add all of them to the all collection. So we're going to add to collections and all. Then go back to our online store, customize it. Then we're going to tap the featured collection that we had built earlier. We're going to select the collection on the left side, and we're going to click all. Now that's going to start pulling in products. So see how your store is starting to come together. Okay, and it'll even pull product photos from here. Now let's choose what product we want to use for our featured product. Let's say we want to do the shorts. Maybe the shorts are one of our best sellers, so we want to highlight those. And let's say maybe we want this to pop more. Let's make this section black instead. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to create the rich text section. We're going to make that one black and do like a black white theme. Okay. Now, the next section that we're going to add is going to be an email section to collect those emails. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to go ahead and do our footer now. So let's allow email signups right here. So it's a section, depending on how your store set up, the section will automatically be there. And in your footer, we're going to want to add a menu. And we're also going to want to add an image. Where's image? And then we're also going to want to add a second menu. Now you can move these around with these little buttons right here. You want your image on the left, and what we're going to do with this image is we're actually going to use your logo here. And then we're going to name this menu, and we're going to link it to your main menu. We're going to make the quick links one. We're going to call this one legal. Actually, let me see. This theme might support it. Show policy links. So this one's automatically going to pull policy links down here. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. But if your store does not have policy links automatically on the bottom, I'm going to show you how to make it right here. So we're going to exit and make our policies really quickly. I go over this more in depth, so right now I'm just going to generate these just like that, just to show you guys what it looks like. But in a later section, you'll see exactly how to build out your policies and what to do with that. So let's say you didn't have the policy section. We're going to go on the left side to navigation. We're going to create a new menu, and we're going to call it legal. We're going to add it, and we're going to call it terms of service. And we're going to add the policy terms of service. Then we're going to add a second one called privacy policy. And we're going to link it to your privacy policy. Now that's saved. Save that menu. Now we're going to go back to the online store, customize it. Scroll down to the footer, go to the legal section right here. And we're going to change this menu to the legal policies. And now you have your policies there. And see if it is linked, if it is in your store, the theme that you're using, it'll come up right here. Now, since we're in the footer, we're going to go over one more section, which is, see how this says powered by Shopify? Please remove that from your store. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's very simple. So we're going to leave this place again. Then once we're back on the online store section, hit the three dots and hit edit default theme content. You're going to search powered by space, click on it, space, click on it, highlight it all and hit space. Now they're all empty. You have to hit space or else it won't work. Then you can go ahead and save this section. Now we can go ahead and just go back to your online store. And now the name of your store, then your policies are all linked. So then you're good on the footer section. You can add other things to your footer if you like. Certain apps, there's certain apps that you can add to your footer and things like that. But for right now, we're just going to go with that. You could do a brand information. You could do your mission statement, whatever you like. So now the homepage is relatively done. Let's see what else we could add. We're going to go ahead and add a final section in case they didn't want to buy anything yet. We're going to add another featured collection. And for your store, maybe make a collection like I showed you earlier. Make a collection and maybe it's like your sale items and have this as only your sale items. But for this one, we're just going to go with t-shirts. Or actually, we're going to go, we're going to go with t-shirts. I'll be right back once I add the t-shirts to the collection. All right, now that I've added the t-shirts to the collection, now they show up. So now you can see your homepage is starting to look pretty solid. But what we need to do is we're going to edit our navigation really quickly. So we're going to go back to where we went before, hit exit, go to navigation on the left side, and main menu. We're going to add a menu block, and we're going to look at our collections. So let's do all and go ahead and add it. Do that again. Let's look at our collections. We have t-shirts. Let's add that. Then what other collections do we have? We have shorts. Let's add that. And then maybe let's go ahead and add accessories. So now what we're going to do is we're going to drag this up under shop. Same thing. Let's do that with all the ones that you just added. So now there's sub menus in here. Now the shop button doesn't matter anymore. You need to have a collection that says all. That's why I said to build that out earlier. So now once you've saved that, you go back to your online store and customize it. And sometimes it takes a moment to update this. So I'll be back once it does. Okay, now we're back on the store and the menu's there. So right now you have this basic one. If you want to change it, maybe you don't like how this looks, you can change it to a mega menu, which is going to be this. But my favorite, which I think looks the cleanest, is going to be a drawer. So now it actually opens up like this. This is what I would suggest for most people. I think it looks the best on desktop. It's going to be a drawer on mobile no matter what. Just FYI. Let's go back here. Oh, hold on. All right, now that your home page is done, we're going to go ahead and move on to your shop pages. So let's just click on any of them. They're all going to be the same. So what we can do is, if you like this, you can leave the collection banner as all. You can also show a collection image, what I was talking about earlier, but we're not going to do that. And I also don't want to have the banner either. I just want to have the products. No, we'll leave the banner for now. So now you have all your products here. Maybe if you want to change your settings, there's a bunch of different options. So you can change it to square, adapt it to your image, which automatically is going to be square because I made them all squares. Please make all of your images squares. Or make all your images the same size. Don't make some of them rectangles, some of them squares, some of them triangles, whatever. Make them all either squares or rectangles, because if they're mismatched, it'll make your store look awful. So second image on hover. So this is basically this won't work on mobile, but it will on desktop. If you do have two images in a collection, I hover over it, instead of it just zooming in like that, it'll flip to the other picture. You can have a quick add button if you want. I don't think it's necessary, but that's personal preference. Now let's click on a product. So it looks like it's going to look like this. And if you have multiple images, on the bottom right here, it'll be all your different images that they can click through. You can mess with the different settings and things like that if you'd like, but I think this is fine for now. Contact page is basically built out already, so you don't have to do anything there. It's automatically going to be on 99% of your stores if you use Shopify. But we're going to go ahead and change the font. So if we go on the left side and hit theme settings and then typography, this is where we can go ahead and change the font. So I think we're going to go with, you can search whatever you want, but we're going to go with Helvetica, and we're going to go bold. I think it looks good. And then for the regular font, we're going to go with Helvetica again and just not bold it. And now your store's relatively done. You can add new sections, things that you like. If you see somebody else's store and you like it, go ahead and add it. But this is the majority of what you'll need. There's a section where we're going to go over apps, which is where your store can come to life even more. And you can add those apps. Like there's going to be a track your order app. There's going to be SMS and email apps. There's going to be different cart apps and things like that. But for now, you should be good to go. The only thing that I would do last, I go over it in another section, but I go ahead and go over it now. If we go to settings, let me slide this over, and we find checkout settings, you can go ahead and add your logo to the checkout. Move this out of the way. Add your logo. I like to always put it in the center. I think center looks better. No need for a background image. I'm going to make the background of it black of my checkout, and then I'm going to change the accent colors, so like your buttons in your checkout, to the orange, the Nike orange. Now we can look at how that looks. If I click on a product, hold on, let me add stock so I can show you what it looks like. All right, so I added stock to this t-shirt. So let's say we want to add it to our cart. Go ahead and do that. Obviously, there's lines and things around here. This is just because I'm in the editor. It doesn't look like this normally. Let's go ahead and hit checkout. And now see, it's black versus white, your logo's in there, all that sorts of things. I'm going to go over a couple things on mobile of your website, but the main thing is Shopify is very responsive, so you're never going to have a problem with it looking awful on desktop or having it look good on desktop and not good on mobile because it converts really well. The only problem you may have is if you have a paid theme, sometimes your banners will get messed up because they're not the correct size. So you just have to check with that theme what the right size is. But for mobile, the main things are in your featured collection, a lot of the time you'll have an option for a slider or a carousel, as I call it, or swipe, really depends. But instead of having obviously all four or however many you have it set as, you can basically have it as a slider. I don't like that for this website, but that's an option. Same thing with your featured collection. You can enable swipe and have it like that. The only other things on mobile are going to be, depending on how you set up your footer on desktop, it's going to go from left to right, and then on mobile, it's going to go top to bottom. So if you have to adjust where you want these, maybe you want legal on top and then menu. Let me move this out of the way. If it'll let me. One sec. Okay, great. You can click on the footer, and then your menu, you can just slide it up one if you want to put the logo in the middle, but you can just slide these around. Just like you can slide around these sections up here. Like boom, I can move this wherever I want. You can slide what's in the footer. But that's about it for mobile. I'm going to go over the extra settings in your store. Most of you won't ever have to change any of this, but if you want to, you can do it here. So we went over logos, colors, typography. So there's layout. So there's different things you can do with this, like adding more space, making your page width wider. You wouldn't really need to change that. Different spaces between columns and rows. Animations, you can basically reveal on scroll. So see how, let me go out of it and then redo it. So see how all the animations kind of pop up. So you can do that. You can do 3D lift, so you can do different animations. So see how the button lifts up, or you can do, different things, whatever you like to do. But some stores won't have this, some stores will. It depends on what you're using. Buttons, you can change the buttons. You can make them squares. You can make them have corners, whatever you like to do. Different blur, shadows, all that. Variant pills, same thing. That's going to be these right here. So maybe you want them to be squares. You can make them squares. Inputs, same thing, same settings. Product card, you get the same settings. Collection cards, same settings. So maybe you want these to be squares instead. You can make everything squares. Blog cards, same thing. If you have a blog on your store, same settings. It's all basically the same settings throughout here on everything. Brand information. If you want to add this to your footer, you can. We kind of already did this. Add in the logo. You could also add your email address. I went over this in the app section, the Facebook and Instagram. You need to have a email address in your footer of your website. I went over how to do it in that section, in the app section of Facebook and Instagram. So you can do that down there. Social media. If you want to link your social medias, you can. So let's say we wanted to link our social media. If I can copy this correctly, that'd be great. Perfect. And let's say we wanted to link SollyX's Instagram. We could do that, and now they're going to pop up down here. And I believe, depending on your store, they will also pop up in your drawers. So in your drawer here. So social media, what else do we have? Search behavior, we can enable search suggestions. So show the product vendors, the product price when they search on your store, things like that. Currency, you can show that things are dollar amounts or not. Like you can say, it'll say like USD once it saves. No need for that unless you're selling a lot overseas. Cart type, you can do a drawer or a page or a pop-up. I would either do a drawer or a pop-up. I would not do a page for your cart. So when it says it's a pop-up and I add this to my cart, okay, hold on, let me remove this real quick. So let's say, hold on a second. The Nike t-shirt, let's say I add it to my cart, it's going to pop up right here. Versus if I had it as a drawer, it would look something like this. See, there's a drawer. So I think the drawer looks really good on this store, but you can do pop-up as well. Just kind of look at what you like and change that. Checkout, we already went over this. And then custom code, if you need to do custom coding, you can do it in here. But that's about it. And then also I go over in the app section, but if you do have apps, you have to turn them on for most apps that you add, and that would be in this section right here. I'm going to go over how to create a new page on your website. So say you want to make a page that's not something that's already supported. So for example, you already have your home, your shop, your contact, which is already built into your store. But say you want something like, let me pull up an example really quickly. Say you want a new page to add something like this into from your Klaviyo. I think we've gone over Klaviyo in this before, but say you want to add a new page and you want to embed like a form from Klaviyo on it, or you want to add really any other page that's not already on Shopify. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So we go back to the menu right here. Now there's two ways to do it. If you have a Shopify theme from the free theme store, this is how you do it. If you don't, I'm going to show you how to do that right after this. So we're going to edit the code, but before you edit it, always duplicate your store when you edit the code just in case you mess it up. So edit the code. On the left side, we're going to see these different sections. We're going to want to find templates and hit add a new template. We're going to select page. Now on the left side, you see all these are .json. Sometimes they're .liquid. So depending on what your store has, depends on if you're going to choose JSON or liquid. But for this one, we're going to choose JSON. We're going to call it sign up. And then we're done. So it's very simple. Now we're going to close out of that, hit pages on the left side. We're going to add a page and we're going to call it sign up. And then on the right side here, we see theme template. We're going to use the sign up one that we just created. If you don't use that one, it will mess up your store. So make sure you use the theme template that you just created. If it doesn't show up, it means it's not supported on your store, and I'm going to show you a different way on how to do it. Then we're going to go to navigation, and then we can basically link this sign up form that we just created to a menu. So maybe we're going to add it to our main menu. So as I showed you guys before, we're going to name it, hit pages, and then the one we just created, sign up. Now, if we go to your store and we go to the sign up page we just created, you can add any section you want. This is a great part about the Shopify themes. You can add any section that you want, but some themes don't support this. So I'm going to come back in a second and show you how to do that for a theme that doesn't let you add sections like this. Okay, so I'm going to go to another store to show you guys what I'm talking about. So as usual, what you would do is you would go edit your code, add a new store or add a new template, call it page. For this example, it's .liquid, so we're going to do .liquid, and we're going to just call it test. And then we're going to create a page, add the page, call it test, and use the template we just made called test, and save that. Now, if we go to our online store and go to the page we just created called test, once it loads, see how it's a little bit different on the side, but see how we can't add any new sections. We can't add any sections to this website. So this is where it gets slightly more complicated. So we're going to go back to the editor, edit the code, and pull up the test. Now, let's say you wanted to add a banner, an image banner to this section. Whatever you want to add. You're basically going to go to the sections that you have. These are all the section options that you're going to have. Right? Okay, so we've gone through that. What you're going to do is, I have it copied right here. So you're going to want to add this code right here into that. So you can take a second, screenshot that, take a picture. So you're going to add this code. Now this red right here, this label is going to be the exact same label as these. So you have to find what it's called. So maybe it's featured product, maybe it's featured image. So let's just say we want to take this right here. I'm not going to retype it, but basically you're going to write this section in the parentheses, add what you want, and make sure it's exactly the same. Don't add the dot liquid, but if it's like a hyphen in the middle, make sure to add the hyphen. Once you've added that and decided what you want, you're going to save that. Exit it. Now we can go back to customize, and then the page we just created called test. Now we have a featured image and the featured content. So that's how you can add sections to stores that don't automatically allow them, like how this store allows you to just add a section. All right, this video I'm going to show you how to remove the Powered by Shopify branding on your store. This is a brand store. I haven't done anything to it. But on the bottom left, you see how it says Powered by Shopify. You don't want that. Please do what I'd say in this video so your store just looks that much better. So we're going to hit the three dots. We're going to hit Edit Default Theme Content. Look up Powered. Now there's three. There may be 4 or 5. It kind of depends on your theme. Click on it, hit space. Click on it, hit space. This password page one, you have to highlight all of it and then hit space. So now you see no text versus you would see that. You want to hit the space. Hit save. Go back to your store. Customize it. And we can see the branding is now gone. Very simple. A lot of people forget to do it. It's going to make your store look that much better, that much more professional. In this video, I'm going to go over how to edit the navigation portion of your website. So that's going to be an example. This website has navigation up top. So basically all this stuff or at the bottom is just an example. So how we're going to do that, on the left side, we're going to hit online store, and then we're going to hit navigation right under it. Now there's 2, maybe 3 main navigation menus you're going to need depending on your store. Obviously there's a main menu. So it's going to come, your Shopify store is automatically going to have home, catalog, and contact. Now what I would suggest is leaving home, and actually I'm going to go ahead and delete this. So it's going to come with home and contact and catalog, but I would change it to all caps home, all caps contact, and then we'll go ahead and add all caps shop. So what you're going to do, add a menu item, name it, then where do you want it to link to? So if it's going to be all your products, you could link it to products and then all products. So now you have your 3 main ones that you need on your store. Now what I would do is add, depending on the collections, which is a video I already talked about earlier on how to make your collections. So let's make a section called t-shirts. So the collection for t-shirts. Let's add another one for all. You have to have an all. If you have a shop button, I'll show you in a second why, but make sure to have one that's called all and add all your products to it. And then let's say we have another collection called shorts. That's all we'll do for now. So take the all section and drag it under the shop, and see how it went underneath like that. Do it again. So see how it went underneath, and it's like indented. So you're going to do that with all the collections, or all the ones that you just made. And the reason that the all is so important here is because regularly they could just hit the shop button, it would take them to all. But now, because you have sections underneath it, if they just hit shop on the store, it's going to open up another menu that has all of these in it. So that's why you need all of them. I'll show you an example. So if we go to your online store, hit customize, you guys probably saw this earlier in the video. I think I showed part of this. But if we open up our menu and we hit shop, it's actually going to open up that sub menu that we just created. But we'll go back to navigation. So those are the main ones that you're going to need in your main menu. Also, you're going to need a legal menu. So how to do that is we're going to add a menu on the top right. We're going to call it legal, add a menu item, and then we're going to find where we're going to link it to, and we're going to link it to the policies that we created earlier, which you saw a video probably right before this, or you'll see it right after. For terms of service, and then we're also going to do the same thing for our privacy policy. And then if you have a refund policy and things like that, you can also link them as well. But that's all you need to do here. And then once you've created that, then you could link your legal policy to the bottom of your website. I showed this in an earlier section, but I'll go ahead and do it again really quickly. So you go to the footer of your website, and go to the footer of your website, and then we can add a new block, a menu block. I already just added one called legal. You'll name it, and then you'll change the menu to your legal menu that you just created. So that's basically all you need to know for navigation. If you want to have a second menu that has, maybe you have an ambassador program and things like that, you can make a footer menu. So the same steps I just said, but you can make another one and attach it to the footer of your website. All right, we're going to go over two pretty important things for your default theme settings. So one is changing added to cart to added to basket, or added to bag, or added to whatever you want to call it. And then the very important one is changing anything that says pay now to complete order, or complete whatever you want it to say. But you never want it to say pay. You want to say like complete order or finish order or something like that. You want to change the text. So we're going to hit the three dots, hit edit default theme content. We're going to search added to cart. Add to cart. And then we can change it to add to basket. I like basket or bag, either one works. And then another one you can do is search pay now. Now you don't want it to say pay now, so you can say that complete order, then copy that and paste it in all the ones that say complete order. And then this one changes to complete order with Klarna. Same down here. So now instead of it saying pay now when they go to checkout, it says complete order, which is reducing friction on your store to make them hit that button. In this portion, we're going to talk about how to set up your shipping rates. Bottom left on the dashboard, settings. On the left side, we're going to hit shipping and delivery. Once you're here, you don't really need to change anything here. All you're going to want to go to is general shipping rates. Click on that. Now, Shopify usually sets up 5 rates automatically for you based on weight. If you want to charge by weight, you can do it that way. But if you'd like to charge by price, you can do it this way. But I would continue to watch because I'll show you how to do both methods here. So let's add a rate. You always want to change the rate name to something like priority, if I can spell it right, priority shipping, because you want to reduce all the friction possible when somebody goes to check out on your store. So this is very important, because if it just says like 5 to 8 days, people are going to be like, dang, it's going to be a while. But if you just say like priority, it sounds like it's going to get there faster. Whether it is or it isn't, doesn't matter. You're trying to get them to make that sale. So I'm going to set it up basically $0 to $25. So we're going to hit price. So if their product is $0 to $25, we're going to charge them, let's say $10 to ship it. And as you fulfill orders, you'll see how much it costs, and you can adjust these as you go. It kind of depends on how heavy your products are and things like that. So you can do that. If I were you, I would set it up exactly like this. I would do 0 to 25 is like $10-ish. And then I'm going to add another rate that's free shipping. Obviously, it's going to be 0 because it's free. And then anything over $25 to like any order value is going to be free. You can do this at $20, you can do it at 25, you can do it at 50, you can do it at 100, whatever you want to do, but I would offer a free shipping incentive and put it on the banner of your store. We'll talk about that in the actual website building portion. But let's say that you wanted to do based off of weight. I would still make a custom rate name, add your condition, and then you can choose the weight. So the same way we did the prices, you can do the weight. But I always would do a free shipping option to get people to buy more products so you make more money. And if you're doing international, your best bet, if you're in the US, the best bet is to leave these as they are. It's going to give you 3 USPS rates and a DHL rates, and they're going to be calculated. You never want to do anything but calculated rates for international because it could cost you anywhere from $25 to $150 to ship an order overseas, depending on where it's going. And you don't want to have to pay for that. You want the customers to pay for that. In the US, it's different. Shipping's cheaper, but international, I would leave these rates. But if you did want to edit them, you could add a rate, go through the same thing, or you could use the carrier rates all here. Also, if you wanted to use carrier rates here, you could. But I would just charge based on weight or based on price. And that's really all you need to do in this section. Oh, actually, one more thing. If you want to set up other shipping zones, we already have international in the United States, so you don't have to do anything. But if you want to set up a specific zone, so maybe it's just for Canada, you can do that in here. So if you wanted to do all of Canada, if it'll let me do it. Well, it's already in another zone. But let's say you wanted to take Canada out, you could take Canada out of here and make a custom rates just for Canadian orders. But you don't really have to do that. So you should be good to go. So how do you generate your policies for your store? Now, this is really important because it can open you up to like a lot of problems if you don't have policies on your store. So on your admin, we're going to go to your settings, scroll down to the bottom, find policies. Now, return and refund, you can create it from a template. All these you can create from a template except for your shipping policy. What I would do is privacy is really important. I would create that one from a template. Now, you think, okay, I'm done. But you need to go through and double check everything is good in here. I'm not going to scroll quite to the bottom because your address will be somewhere in here. Depending on how you set up your store, when you set up your store, you put in your personal address. Your personal address will be somewhere in your privacy policy, and same with your terms of service. So make sure you go through it and make sure and see how this says Soliex. If you have an LLC, which I really recommend you do to protect you, make sure that you change your store's name to Soliex LLC or whatever your name's LLC is, and then delete this and regenerate it so that every time it says like Soliex or whatever your name is, it'll do Soliex LLC. So these two are simple. I would just leave these, go through them. Obviously, I'm not a legal professional, but Shopify knows kind of what they're doing. So you could trust them, or you could go to your own lawyer, or you could go to, you could even try ChatGPT to run through them, things like that. Just make sure you go through them. Shipping policy. So for these, it's not that important, but if you want to have one, you could just tell your customers, hey, orders ship between 2 to 3 business days after your orders are placed. Please allow for 7 to 10 days for your order to be delivered from when you place your order. You can do things like that in here. Contact info, same thing. Right here, it says it's required if you're in Europe. I would still put an email address somewhere on your website for people to contact you. I wouldn't put a phone number because your phone might get exploded by agencies or customers or whatever, and you don't want your personal number on there. So you can create it from a template or not do it at all. In the footer of your website, I'll show you where to add your contact info. You might have already watched that part, but if not, you're going to see it soon. And then your refund and return policy, not the most important thing in the world, but I would put something basically saying like if you do or do not accept returns in this, or you can create it from a template as usual. Hey, so we're going to go over the payments portion of your store. So you're going to go to settings like usual and hit payments. I am already on this screen because it shows addresses of one of our people. We don't want to show that off. So once you hit payments, then you'll be here. So it'll say activate Shopify payments right here if you're a brand new store. So after you hit activate, it's going to ask for your address. And then once you get there, you are going to be at something like this. Now, you're obviously going to want to accept all of these. Amex probably has a bit higher rates because it's American Express, but a lot of people do use that card, so I would use it. Then you have Shop Pay, which I would turn off. This store does not have it on. That was their choice. But I would turn them on because say someone just types in their phone number in the checkout, if they have a Shop Pay account, it's automatically going to pull all their information and they just click one more button and they check out and pay, which is perfect to reduce friction like I've talked about a couple times. So I'll turn that on. Apple Pay, Google Pay, MetaPay, also very, very, very important because someone could click add to cart and at the bottom it could say buy now with Apple Pay. They tap the button, double tap the two buttons on their iPhone, they paid, they place their order. Very quick. You want them to be able to check out as quick as possible. So these are very, very important. Then, obviously, you can use whatever other payments you want. Bank statement, payout schedule. I'm not going to scroll any further. There's probably some personal information down there. But that's the simple thing. I would have all these different options on. I'm going to go over how to remove the password page on your website. Very simple. On the left side, you go to online store. Wait for that to load. Now, it's in development. You got to give them a password. So it's going to be slightly different what I show you right now. Basically, I can change the password. But because I'm on a development store, I can't remove it. But basically, this will be a checkbox. All you do is you unclick it, and then you're going to have to make sure you save it at the top right or the bottom right. I forgot. But make sure to save that so that people can actually go on your store. So instead of it saying /password and then pulling up a password restriction, it will just go right to your homepage. This is how to set up your domain on your website. So obviously, dashboard again, go to settings, scroll down to the left, and we're going to find domains. Now, you can either buy your domain right through Shopify. It's very simple. Usually it's fairly cheap, around $12 for domains. Kind of depends on what you're looking for. Unless it's taken, then it could go anywhere from $50 to $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000. But if we want to connect an existing domain, we're simply going to type in the domain name that we have. Now, once you type in the domain name, so let's say I own this one because I do. Let's wait for it to load. Now, we can follow these instructions over here that Shopify is going to tell you. So there's a video here that I would just watch this video. It's very, very good on how to do it. It tells you how to add your domains. But basically, you're just going to install a couple DNS settings in where you buy your domain from. So if it was GoDaddy, you could go into your GoDaddy settings, manage your DNS records, and do exactly what it says in these instructions here. And then you'll verify it. Once it's verified, sometimes it can take anywhere from 30 minutes to a few days for your domain to actually work. So when you search solix.co or whatever your domain name is in here, it'll actually show up your store. Hey, I'm going to show you how to add products to your store. So once you're in your dashboard, on the left side, you're going to hit products. And at the top right, you're going to hit add product. So title, obviously, whatever the name of your product is. So we'll just say new product. Description, you're going to want to put either the story behind your brand, the materials, was it vegan leather, different things that people might ask about your brand. If you want suggestions of that, I would go and look at big brands like Nike, Adidas, things like that to see what you'd want in your descriptions. So I'm going to leave that blank for now. Then media, let's just add a couple pictures just because. So once these pictures are uploaded, let's say you wanted this picture, maybe this was the one that you wanted on the front, you'll just drag it over. So whatever's in this big one is going to be the front on your store. And then this one will be the second picture that'll show up when you click on it or hover over it, depending on how your store is built. If we want to make this product $20, we can just put it in as $20.
If you want to charge tax, simply just hit this button and make sure you have your tax settings set up in your settings of your store. Compare at price. So say we want to say the product's $20, but we want to look like it's on discount. We could just say 30. So it'll say it's $30 and then it'll slash it at 20. Let's say it's a digital product. There's no reason to track inventory because there's unlimited. But if it's an actual physical product, you'll track inventory. If it's only one size or one quantity, let's say it's like a bag and there's only one type of it, then you can just put the quantity here. But if you have multiple colors or sizes, so for example, if you want to do size, you just click size, color, material, whatever. Or if you had something different that you wanted to do it, you can name it whatever you like. For this example, we'll use size. So let's say you got smalls, mediums, larges. I would always put, even if you never even had 2Xs or XLs, I would put small, medium, large, extra large, and 2X, and just we'll put the XL and the 2XL is sold out. It just looks better on your store that you have products that are selling out. So automatically it'll pull the price that you had from up here. But let's say your larges are more expensive, maybe they're 25. You can change that. And then you'll put how many you have of each product, each size right here. Over here, you're going to want to make sure you add it to your all collection, your homepage collection. Maybe it's a t-shirt, add it to your t-shirt collection. However you set that up, or however we set that up on your store, that's where you want to make sure you have it attached to those collections. And then make sure you set it as active, or if you're not dropping it yet, but you want to go ahead and put it on your store, just draft it so it won't show up when someone goes on your store now. But we're going to put that as active. And then simply save it. And now your product will be live on your store. In this video, I'm going to go over how to make your product collection. So in the previous video you just watched, you saw how to make products. So now we're going to go over collections. So let's say we want to create a collection. And let's say that collection's name is going to be t-shirts. You don't really need a description. It's not really needed. If you want to use a collection image, so sometimes on your store, depending on how you build it, how I built it, things like that, it will show your product collection image on your store somewhere. But that's something you can find out once you add your collection. So you can either do it in the product tag or in the product title. This is the easiest way to do it. Let's say all your products are like black t-shirt, Supreme t-shirt, whatever your name of your product is. If you have t-shirt in it, you can simply put t-shirt, and any product that has t-shirt in the name will automatically get added to the collection. But you can also do it manually. Now, once you save this, it's going to refresh, and now you can actually search through your products to choose all your products. What I would do is I would create a collection called All. And in that collection, you're going to have all your products. Then I would create, if say you're a clothing brand, I would have t-shirts, I would have hoodies, I would have shorts, I would have pants, all that. I would also have two collections called Men and Women, so that if you do have male and female products, I would split that up as well. But it's fairly simple to create the collections like I just went through. I'm going to go over Facebook and Instagram integrations that you can sell on your Facebook and your Instagram pages right through your posts or right through your profile with the View Shop option. So we're going to go to search, apps and sales channels. This is important to have Facebook and Instagram, because it gives your customers less friction when checking out if they can check out right through Instagram where they see your ad or where they see your posts. So basically, you're just going to add the app, install it, wait for this to load, go ahead and add the sales channel. Once this is all loaded up, you're going to start the setup and basically connect everything that they need you to connect. So that's going to be payment settings, Facebook account, your assets, your store details, terms and conditions, submit for your review. So make sure everything is set up well. Also, make sure your store does not have a password page on. When you do this, you will get denied.
make sure your password page is not on. Don't do it. You'll get denied, and it can be a pain to submit another review for them. So just make sure you do that. Make sure you have your contact details on your website. I think I asked for them here, but make sure your contact details, at least an email, is in the footer of your website. I will go through that right now just in case you forget how to do it or if I didn't say anything yet. On the bottom of your store, to your footer, on the bottom left, you see ad block. Add some text. Let's go ahead and put contact and put your email address. Please email me at me.com. Boom. Now you have proper contact information on your website. Simple as that. It's also in your terms of service and stuff, but have it at the bottom so that Facebook likes you. That's really all you have to do. Just follow their steps and you should be good to go. Just make sure your password page is not on. So this is the SMS portion of your marketing. So PostScript's going to be the number one app if you have less than 10,000 website views per month. So basically, you're just going to install this app, set it up, anything that you need to do there. Basically, this is going to be so you can send your customers texts whenever you release a product. But if you have over 10,000 website visits per month, you're going to want to switch to Attentive. Now, theirs is a little more complex platform, a little better pricing, things like that. But they don't accept everyone to work on their platform. So basically, you can apply by putting in your email, getting a demo with them. But you have to remember, don't even think about applying unless you have more than 10,000 website visits per month. If you don't want to do any of this yourself, your PostScript, your Klaviyo, your Attentive, anything like that, you can go to our website, solix.co, schedule another call with us, and we can actually do your email marketing and text marketing for you and set everything up for you if you don't want to deal with any of this. But that's really the main things you need to know for SMS marketing.
I'm going to go over one of the most important apps that you're going to need on your store called Monster Upsells. So first, I'm going to show you exactly what it does and why you need it, and then I'm going to show you how to install it. So for example, we're going to go to Lost Hearts website. This is just somebody that uses it. So let's say I add something to my cart. Now the first thing it does is it automatically pulls your cart onto your screen, which is very important because if they want to check out very quick, it removes friction for that customer. Now, if we look at the top, there's an option for a free shipping bar. Now the customer now knows if I spend $8 more, I can get free shipping. So that might encourage them to go and get something else and create a higher order value, a higher cart value, which is important. Then also, let's say it was maybe only a couple dollars that they needed. Maybe they want to add priority processing. Check this box, automatically adds priority processing for an extra $5. Now this has made stores thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off priority processing. Now you can consider priority processing whatever you like, but you can also have this box automatically checked so that automatically adds priority processing to their cart. Or it doesn't have to be priority processing. It can be anything. It could be like add a free sticker or add a sticker for $1. Like whatever you want to add here, you can do. But I'll show you how to do that later. So then frequently bought together is also important. So you can see priority processing down here again, but also they can automatically just add other things to their bag just like that. They're just going to choose their size, add it to their cart. So that's also very important. So this is the main thing that you're going to need it for. It basically creates higher order values, which is the whole thing that you need. So how do we install this app? So if we hit the search bar, hit apps and sales channels at the bottom, go to the App Store and look up Monster Upsells. It's going to be this one right here. This one is also an important app. You can add basically once somebody checks out, after they check out, instead of just going to like the thank you for your order page with their order number, it's going to pull up a page, or it's going to be on that same page, and it's going to say, would you like to purchase X product for an extra $9.99? You can pick whatever product that is. And with that, all they have to do is hit place order. They don't have to go through the whole checkout process again because it already has their info. So they just hit place order. So it's one click and they buy something else from your store, which is very important. But we'll go to this app. So we're going to add the app. This app's $12.99 a month. It's totally worth it. You're going to make your money back easily. So we're going to install the app. Once it loads, sometimes these apps take a moment to load. So it's going to ask for your billing information. I'm just going to approve it. Go ahead. It won't charge you right now. It charges you 10 days. I think you get a 10-day free trial, or maybe a 3-day free trial. But either way, that's enough time for you to set everything up. So I guess we'll start with how to enable your cart. Obviously, there's step-by-step for the whole thing, but I'll go through some of it. So to enable and disable your cart, you're going to go to your online store, which was on the left side. Wait for that to load. Give it a moment. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure why it's tweaking. Okay, I'm back. So once you're here, you're going to customize your store. And then the left side, you're going to hit App Embeds, and you're just going to enable it, and then you have to save it. So now it should be enabled. So we can go back to Monster Upsales. Enable, disabled. It's added. It's already enabled, so don't worry about that. Now we can set up your cart design, which I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but it's basically just adding the colors and everything to your cart to make it look like your store, adding your logo, things like that. But we want to add upsells. This is the most important part. So let's say we want to add a one-tick upsell, which is what we were just looking at on this store, the add priority processing. We're just going to click one-tick upsell. You can align it, change colors. You could tick it by default, which is what I would do. Then this is where you can add whatever the title of your product is. So you have to find the name of your product that you want it to be. And keep in mind or you can just select a product right here. But you can add, say, priority processing for the dollar amount. But you can just select any product from your store. So I would just make a product with a nice cover like Malik does. Like this is show priority processing. So once you add that, you can change all these settings, all that. But basically, then you'll have this checkbox here. And it doesn't have to be swipe. There's different options in here somewhere. Let me find it quick. Yeah, you can do a switch, you can do a square, you can do a circle, whatever you want to do. Tons of different options. Add an emoji, whatever you want to do. So that's the one-tick upsell. Then you can add frequently bought together, which is simple. You can just add different rewards, things like that. You can change basically how you want it to work, whether it's amount that's in their cart or like quantity, different things like that. Like the add to unlock feature. So basically is the free shipping that we were talking about up here. So there's a bunch of different stuff. I would just go through the app, decide kind of what you want to use on your store. And yeah, I mean, that's the main thing for this app, but it's going to look something like this once you're done. Also, you can change this as well. This is in the cart setup that I told you guys to go through. This right here, you can change this to whatever picture you want. But yeah, that's about it for Monster Upsales. So I'm going to go over another app that you're definitely going to want on your store. It's called Track 123. Now what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to do order tracking your customers to go on your store and basically track their order. So an example is we'll go to this store, they can track their order. And basically it's going to pull up this page here. Basically they can type in their order number and their email or just their number, and then they can track their order, which is important. People love to do this. So like we always do, go to the App Store. We're going to look up Track 123. It's right here. So it is free for up to 200 orders a month. There's a paid version, but it's not $9 if you're getting 500 orders per month. Should not be a big deal. So once we install the app, it's going to automatically pull you to this page. Just hit install. Wait for it to load. Start my journey. Next up, you can go through this, but it doesn't really matter. It's pretty simple. Basically, you're just going to take this link right here, and now you're going to go to your navigation on your store. So basically on the left side, you're going to hit online store, navigation. Now you can either put this in your footer or your main menu. We'll just do a main menu for the example. Now we're going to add a new item and call it track order. And we're going to paste this link. And now this is exactly the link. Basically, it made a whole page for you, so you don't have to code anything. All you do is copy that link. So now on your store, if we go look at it, the track your order page, well, I can't do it on here, is already going to be in there with your colors, all that. Now see how there's the branding right here? If you care, you can go back to the track your order app. I'm going to refresh this. Let's open track your order. Now the last time I did this, they do it for free, so let's double check here. Here we go. Let's see, does it automatically have an option? It does not. But in the past, every time I've done it, they do it. So basically they can remove that branding for you for free. So you can just message them and say, hey, can you remove the Shopify branding from your store? And then they'll remove it within like a day or two. And then basically, instead of it looking like this at the bottom, it will look like this. There's no branding. So that's exactly what they do there. Also, there's a couple other ways to make, like, it's, if you don't want it to look like this, there's a couple other options. But you can go through and change that if you want to, but typically it'll be fine. But if you want to do that, your page editor on the bottom left, you can use different templates they have, or you can change it to a 2.0 theme. Now, not all stores this will work on, but basically there's more options to see how your order page would look. But to be honest with you, this one is, the basic one is completely fine. I wouldn't worry too much about it. All you want your customer to be able to do is to track their order. So I'm going to go over a few apps that I'm not going to make full videos on, but it's going to be a 4-ish apps that I'm going to go through right now that you may want to add to your store. So first is going to be a Hextom quick announcement bar, which is basically going to be able to add a bar like this on your store up top or down here or on certain pages. You can put the bars anywhere you want, and it's basically to announce anything you need to. There's a free plan, which is basically going to have everything you need. You don't really need this one right here. But it's just very important to use if you want to give your customers a certain message or make this look better. Next one's going to be back in stock. This is very important for when you're about to drop a product or if you're restocking a product. So for example, if we go look at this product right here, it's sold out, but on the left side in a moment and here, notify me when available, you can
ask them to push the size or whatever. And on mobile, it'll only ask for email. They won't ask for web push. But basically, if I fill this out and then you put stock on the website on the product, it will automatically send them an email that it's in stock. And you get to collect that data too. So that's perfect. The next one's product reviews. This is a good app. You can also use Shopify's review app. This one has the most amount of reviews on the store, 16,000. It's pretty good. But if you want to basically show social proof, this is one of the best apps to do it. Reconvert. This is good to upsell and cross-sell products pre-post checkout whenever you want to do that. But yeah, this is a really good app to have. This one does cost $10 a month, but it'll pay for itself. One person orders, two people order, it pays for itself. Up to 50, up to 99, up to 199. But those are some of the best apps that you may want to look into for your store. I appreciate every single one of you if you made it to the end of this video. Once again, if you watch the video and you are so not trying to do this yourself, it's completely fine. Go to the link in the description, or it's probably on screen right now. You can check us out with our pricing list, and you can book a call with the team, and we'll handle it for you. Other than that, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully you'll see another video from us soon.